Hey viewers, welcome back to another episode of the Arm. In my last video I went over all the paths and swamps that you can find on the map, but I accidentally missed out one of these paths that's hidden over here. So I thought I'd show it off to you in this episode now. So it's kind of a continuation from the last episode, or a part 2. So I'll just show it off to you quickly now. So right now, if you remember, I'm on the path that leads to the world border. It's the last path that I showed off in the last episode I just made, and this just on the side, you can see over there, this is the little teepee of rock that we saw before, and this is the sloped mountain that we saw coming along to the east. So yeah, this is facing east, and over there you can sort of see the spire. Yeah, we're not too far away from where the archways are. The river's literally just down here in the ditch, so I'll quickly show you where this other path is, because I missed it out in the last episode. So this one, it doesn't really connect up to the pathway, but it starts off the end of this open plain area over here. And I think in the future it will probably come along this tree line, but if we follow it up here now, going towards the east, and we head to where all these rocks are, we'll see it. And if you see this little outcrop of cliff over here on the side of the mountain, that's where this pathway that's hidden, it rides along the side of it. And here we are, just entering to it now. And you'll notice it's quite unique compared to the other paths on the map, as it's got tall slopes on each side of it, so it's bordered by cliffs. And I'll just give my coordinates to where we are right now. So at the very start of the path, it's over here. So yep, got a good look at that. And it continues going up here in between the two cliffs. It goes on the left side of that rock teepee, and eventually it will come out to the top of the mountain. But one good way of using this path is that it's actually a shortcut to the small swamp that we covered before. And by coming up through here, I'll show you how to get to the small swamp, because there are some spawn points further up along the map down that pathway, and it's good to be able to find the swamp right off the bat instead of going all the way around to the main road. You can cut across the map using this, and eventually get your way out to the other side of the map, the other side of the world border. If you see here, it sort of starts out nowhere, and it won't finish. I reckon the devs are going to finish it later on, complete it, once the map's been opened up. But for now, because there's no real place for it to go, it's been remained unfinished, or deliberately cut off. So if you notice this point here, you've got a log that's fallen over the top of the pathway. It's sandwiched between both of those cliffs and the sides. But yeah, I think I remember Dondi actually creating this ravine. If you don't know, Dondi is the creator of the Isle, and I was watching one of his live streams where he built this. Yeah, so it's a good thing to find. But if I continue going up here now, we're pretty much almost down. Yeah, just a few sharp turns up here, and then it comes up to this point. And this here is the other end of the path. It extends around here. You can sort of see the shelf where it will continue going along to the world border. Anyway, here I'll just pop up the coordinates. So this is the start / end of the path, but at the top end of the cliff, the mountain. There you are. But now I'll show you how to get from here to the small swamp, and it's pretty simple really. You just got to follow these open grassland parts and to get to this area. So you see how you run in between these mountains. This is the sloped mountain right there. Just over there is the archway. It's covered by trees. So as we go into this dip in the ground here, we start moving off towards the right. Go more northwards. We should, we don't run into a cliff yet. Here we go. We should enter out into another grassland just through this bit of tree line. Slowly make my way down through here. Myself. Anyway, here we go. So yep, made out this grassland. If you can see off in the distance, you can see just above my spines there is the south swamp. So that's right off in the distance. But yeah, if we continue going through this open area, we'll eventually get out towards the small swamp. And here we are. Right, so now we're above the small swamp. You can see how big it is actually. And all around here you can see that the small swamp's in between me and the north swamp over there. Yeah, there's the rest of the map we can't explore, but now if you just come down here, there's usually some food around this part of the map. But yeah, especially if you're a Juvie, you're getting quite thirsty by now. Stamina, so it's good to quickly run down to the water through here. But then if you wanted to find food, it's usually either in the tree lines around there, or there's some usually up here in this this clump of trees. And yep, see, I can smell it. Here it is, just in between some bushes, ferns. Yep, you'd stock up on that and quickly get to the water. Yeah, and so then you can use this as a shortcut to navigate from here onto the eastern edge of the south swamp if you wanted to get there. It saves you from going along the main road, which could be dangerous. It's just another small shortcut along across the map, which can help you find a way. It's kind of fitting actually that this hidden swamp here has a hidden pathway leading towards it. So I've come out to this distance back here, so you can sort of see the contours of the mountain we've just come along. Just in front of me, along my spines actually, I'll show you along my dinosaur spines, is the sloped mountain that we just came across, and this sort of dip between the two parts of the mountains is the route we just came across to get down to the swamp. We just came from around the other side, up around, and then back down through here. But I came back this far because trees despawn, so it gives you an idea of what the geography underneath the tree line looks like. So by looking at the side of the mountain, I'm going to guess that the path will continue going along this shelf along here, and continue swerving all the way around down past those trees. You can see actually the path that goes through here, that continues to travel all the way along, then up through the middle of here, between the mountains. So by looking at the way this slopes down, it either connects part way along there to itself in like a Y or a crossing, or it actually is the same path and it will loop all the way back down and around here to wherever it needs to go to. But you never know, I'll have to wait till the map opens out. Yeah, that path just up there. But for now, let's move back the other way. For now, let's leave the small swamp behind, and we'll head back up towards the pathway we came from, going the other direction, just so you guys can see what it looks like going the other way. So anyway, you usually get close to the swamp, you'd fill up on your food and water, you'd get your stamina to come up here. So if you remember, you pretty much stay in the open plains and grasslands for most of this, and the way to find out which one you need to go through instead of cutting off is normally if you go to the edge of here, you'd follow the contour lines, but that actually takes you towards the teepee of rock that I might show off in another video. Instead, what you've got to do is come up through here, this gap, and follow this bit up here going through these clumps of trees, and you go more towards the tip of this rock up here, the mountain. You see the other cliff that splits off just over there, and if we go through this grassland right here where the trees start to pinch in, at that very corner it's the point where we have to get through. So I'll just take you along now. Also, you have to make sure you've got your food and water, because there's nothing until you get off the path or somewhere else. So I'll quickly just bring you up through here. Find the side of the path like that. you can get stuck on these rocks, but I've made it through fine. It's a bit steep there. Anyway, yeah, so through that short tree line, back out into another plane. We'll go left, and over these mounds, where the forest starts to pinch in again. Also going towards north, where you can see the spire rock over there, is where the pathway is. So just come up through here. And look, we've made it again. So I'll just quickly get my stamina and we'll walk back down. Okay, so now we'll just head back down the pathway. Go through its twists and turns. I quite like this pathway because it's definitely the most unique out of all of them. Seeing as it's in the middle of a valley or a crevasse. Steep slopes on either side, tree falling down over the middle. Yeah, suspended in the air, it's pretty cool. It obviously needs some smoothing out, as there's trees clipping out over the edges of the cliff and all sorts. But yeah, I don't think this is a spot many people need to go through, or is intended for people to go to just yet. It will be in the future, otherwise there wouldn't be a path here. It's kind of a cool little experiment I'm seeing. Yeah, you can see where the terrain of the ground's just shot down. Take the path, but yeah, it's a cool thing to see. And we're almost out of it again. You can see North Rock over there. And we're just out of it now. Yeah, you can see the open plain it curves into. Now it just goes up between here and probably continues down till it connects to the path. It'll come up and then goes around this little outcrop, comes all the way around, and back around again. So I hope that was helpful, and I wish I put it in the previous video, but I just put this out here just so you guys can find a shortcut to the small swamp. Sort of connects the map up a bit more. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, viewers. My next one that will be similar to this will be on the rivers, it's ponds that you can find around the map. So I'll be going up and down the rivers, and I'll show you that. But that will most likely be when the next update happens, and there will be a day-night cycle, so it might look a bit different and a bit better. But here's the coordinates for the pathway along here. It's the same pathway which gets covered over by the trees, and you have to re-find it again. It's the one that gets cut off by the forest. Yeah, that's the coordinates for where I am right now. So if I continue down this path now that I've reached it, I'll just show you how far away from the junction, the Fallen Dog Archway, I'll show you how far away it is. Just so if you wanted to find this plane, so out here with the trees on the left and the open plane out on the right, you'll notice it because of the rocks. It's positioned to the sort of smoothed out mountain, and the curved one, and that little sort of big teepee mound of rock being obscured. Yeah, anyway, this just comes around through here. Right, so we finally made it back to the main road, and that's just to give you a rough estimate of how far away it is and where it connects back up. But yeah, it's just the point where you get food and water. If you just travel through there and then cut off at that open plain, which pretty much looks quite similar to any other open plain, you just have to look at the mountains and their position. But eventually you'll come up through a hidden pathway that connects up through the middle of the mountain back out to the other side to the South Swamp, well, South Swamp and the hidden swamp. It's a small swamp that's over there. You can sort of see it by direction, yeah, off to the east right there. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for the next one. Okay, so have a good one, see ya. pathway